Hello, everyone. Marty Chinesky here, along with my good buddy Ken Brown, and we are back. We are back for local sports wrap-up. Today's September 9th. Happy birthday, Doc Holly, my cousin Robert. I know a couple of them there. And Ken, all summer, maybe saw you once or twice. How you doing, man? All right?
Good, man.
Kids?
Everybody's good. Yesterday was Man Christmas, right? We got NFL football all day, and
I go
so
I go to bowling in the morning, and these guys, I thought we were bowling. I misread the thing, and they're all in Lions gear, man. I'm like, oh, look at you guys at 10 o'clock in the morning. You're all dressed up. He said, dude, it's a holiday.
all day, man. We woke up and did it. And you know what's kind of cool? My son's 12 and he's getting into football a little bit, and he went with me. So he did my fantasy drafts with me, and then he went yesterday to the men's gathering, to watch the games. It was good, man. It's a good time.
Pretty cool, pretty cool. Well, football's it. We've got a bunch of scores 2 weeks in. The Downriver League is taken off. The early Southgate Anderson lost to Allen Park 20-19. Allen Park's 2-0. And Southgate Anderson has split because last week they played a good one against Trenton, I believe. And so Southgate's 1-1 for their season.
Yep, and Allen Park beat Taylor last week 30-8, so that helped them go to 2-0. Brownstown 24-21 over Trenton. They go to 2-0 on the year. Of course, they beat the Wyandotte Bears last week 20-0.
20-0, and the Bears had football. I know there's a show that talks about this stuff, but the Bears had the football 4 times inside the 20.
Wow.
And couldn't come away with any points. And that's unfortunate because you got to do that. Lincoln Park, 27, Wyandotte Roosevelt, 6. So they got on the board, but they are now 0-2, and Lincoln Park is 2-0 for the first time since Godzilla was little. Honestly, that's a long time ago. And they haven't beat, from what I read when I was scrolling the internet, they haven't beat Wyandotte in forever. I mean, like decades. And they took care of them 27-6.
Oh, man.
My old alma mater, man.
Yeah, look at the rail splitters, right?
Yeah.
Gibraltar Carlson beat up on Dearborn Edsel Ford 56-14. Edsel Ford's 0-2, and Carlson moves to 2-0.
No surprise there. And the Wyandotte Bears do get, next week, they do get Edsel Ford. So I'm predicting our first victory of the year. And Woodhaven's going to take on Allen Park. Good battle. Carlson's got Taylor. Lincoln Park's playing Trenton. Another good battle. And Southgate's got a non-conference game against Clarenceville in Livonia.
Yep. How did Trenton do? Did we talk about them? Yeah, they lost. Yeah, they lost to Woodhaven 24-21, right?
Right, tight game.
Yeah.
And then Riverview 36 took care of Carlton Airport. Riverview's 2-0. And, Boston Huron lost to Monroe Mary St. Catholic Central 36-8. Huron's now 0-2. What a difference a year makes. You know?
It's real quick. It's all it takes. A couple graduations, and you're right there. Flat Rock beat up on Grosse Ile 50-0. And then Westland John Glenn beat Dearborn High 21-17.
And that's Dearborn Fordson lost to Livonia Franklin 28-17. Fordson is now 0-2, 0-1 in their league. That's and then a big game.
Yeah, they had 2 highly rated teams coming in River Rouge this weekend, and Muskegon Mona Shores beat them 21-6.
And that was it was like a 7-0 game for a little while, and then all of a sudden Mona Shores just pulled away. Rouge couldn't generate any offense in that game, from what I understand. That puts Rouge at 1-1, and interesting scheduling. They don't play another home game for a month. Interesting.
I think that you're right, and it reminds me of back when Devin Gardner played for Inkster High. They didn't have any home games. They played all away games, but they play so many teams out of the city, out of the state. They got a lot of Ohio on their schedule, so we'll see
Do
what
they?
that's all about.
And this
yeah.
Muskegon team, they're not local. I mean, what the heck? They come down here and they beat them up. According to their coach for Rouge, he was saying they were heavy on the quarterback keeper last week when they saw the game films. So they were looking at, they run kind of a double, triple option thing, and the quarterback kept the ball most of the time last week. So they were all
ready for it.
And they kept handing the ball off.
Yes, I think that's what RPOs are, run pass option, or you pass it to the halfback instead of to keeping it yourself.
Yeah, and that's something that Riverview does. Riverview runs that triple option, and they're very successful.
Yeah. We were both talking about it. We said that the guy said that he had to come up with a thing, like a theme, the coach, and I think
an identity.
In 2015 they came with the power T, and I think that that's kind of cool. But it is a lot of, we ran the wing T. Okay, so that's two splits, halfbacks here and the fullback behind, and then you just got so much motion you don't know where the ball's at, and I'm sure that's similar to that. Yeah.
Gabriel Richard took care of Muskegon Catholic Central. Now Richard's 2-0 on the year. And Cabrini, 52-0 against Sterling Heights Parkway Christian, and they're off and running at 2-0.
Yeah, lost you.
That's the third line down now.
Right here.
Yeah, somewhere in there.
Yeah, it's okay. All
Anyway,
right,
just pick one.
Robichaud beat up on Melvindale 34-0.
Oh, poor Melvindale.
Yeah, Redford Union beat Romulus 13-zip. Woo.
Romulus 0-2 now.
Garden City, maybe we should try to see if they can come downriver. They won 64-20 over Dearborn Heights, Annapolis.
Wow. And I'm looking at the Romulus thing. They were solid last year, weren't they? And they're 0-2 now.
And I think this is the next one. Go ahead.
Summit Academy North 27, Harper Woods Chandler Park 0.
Yeah, and I think that's who was good.
Okay,
Romulus
right.
Yeah,
because they steal. We were talking, joking. They steal all the kids. Right. Bring them into that private school. Ecorse took one on the chin against Detroit University Prep, 40-22. Puts Ecorse 1-1 in their league.
And it looks like A&T Academy of Pontiac 14, Melvindale ABT 0. It looks like it says forfeit next to that, too. Maybe could you not have enough players?
Melvindale ABT is right there on Outer Drive and Allen Road.
Yeah, it's the old Baker College now.
That's the high school.
Okay.
Melvindale High is Baker College. They're still using the gymnasium from the high school and stuff and for volleyball, but they do have they built a building in the back, a training facility right there on campus. But yeah, they took over Baker College. I mean, it was last one I got, Dearborn Advanced Tech 46, Detroit Communications and Media 0. Puts Tech at 1-1. So it's a whole slew of scores going down. Like I said, we have their schedule, and I believe Wyandott's going to have a good competitive game, though they are on the road next week in Edsel Ford.
Yeah, hopefully they can get one out.
Sure, let's talk about Coach.
Yeah. It was kind of touching to see the story about Coach Gary Zalka. Yeah, the Dean of Baseball. Coached a bunch of years in Melvindale's baseball team. On August 28th, he passed away at the age of 77 after a long battle with Parkinson's disease. I think it was cool that a lot of his players came back. They made him a quilt that had their numbers in it. His wife talked about covering up in that quilt and still having him near her. So
that's pretty cool.
That was really touching.
And I recall, I umped for 13 years, when I got out of playing, and before I had kids, and I did a lot of Melvindale varsity and downriver varsity, and I knew the guy. He was, he had a good program in Melvindale. He was 648 and 314. They even announced him on a Tiger game that he was in hospice and that people were visiting him. So I'm assuming they visited him at his house. But he was a 1993 inductee into the Michigan Baseball Coaches Hall of Fame. And he's also obviously a member of the Melvindale Athletic Hall of Fame.
Yeah.
And he got to coach in 1986 in the East-West All-Star game at good old Tiger Stadium.
Yeah.
Pretty cool stuff.
And his legacy continues. His son's coaching at Trenton High. He's been doing it for the last 15 years. He's had an opportunity to mix in over there and boost his resume like it needs any boosting, right?
His son said he couldn't make one a game and he got ejected another, so his dad got 2 more victories on the total.
So no, that's cool, man.
And this our head coach here, Brandon Justice, played for Todd at at Trenton when Gary was helping him get his stuff together, helping his son out. So. He's like all of us, though. We're always helping. We're always helping.
Yeah. Just wants to be around the game.
Yeah.
Come to find out, he actually played baseball at Central Michigan as well as football.
Oh, wow.
So go Chips. Fire up Chips.
Fire up Chips.
So.
And like his whole theory about coaching was put your kids in a position where they can succeed. Every year you get kids, you lose kids. It's no different with my bowling team. I lost a couple. I'm getting a couple every year. And if you just put the girls like in softball, put them in a position where they can succeed. They can't, if they can't catch that shot at third base and they're going to break their face or something, they shouldn't be there.
Yeah.
And it really starts out when they're 8, 9, and 10. And the kids that have the ability, and the kids that have to grow into their ability still. Because just because they're not any good playing ball at 8, 9, or 10 years old does not mean they won't be when they're just slower with the coordination. But it's the same concept, He would scratch out or try to get a run an inning. Yeah. If you got to run an inning, seven runs, win a lot of ball games. Yeah. You'd hope.
But I think it's like you said earlier. It's just playing to your strengths, right? So if you got a team that's going to be speed, then we're going to bunt, and we're going to slap hit, and we're going to do different things, small ball, to make it go. But if we're Earl Weaver 3-run homer team, then we've got to just try to get the bases as many loaded or jacked as we can and hit them out the park. So
agreed. Yeah. So Coach Salka, our condolences to the family, but I don't think there's anybody out there that would be talking bad about him at this moment.
Not at all.
Because he had a lot going on, and I don't recall ever having an issue at a Melvindale baseball game as an umpire. And so that says a lot about him.
You got some good news for the Bears too, though, right? Lady Bears?
Lady Bears.
Maybe? In
the swimming?
Yeah.
In the swimming. Yes, our swimming team is a solid swimming team. It says, in spite of the fact that they don't have the numbers that they had over the years, they had 11 first-place finishes at the last event that was they were head-to-head against Grosville on September 5th. That was a couple days back. And 6 of those were 1-2 finishes out of the 11. So that's pretty good stuff. They had 113-69 victory over Grosville in a non-league dual meet.
Yeah, but 113-69 is a good number.
It's a thumping.
Yeah, Daisy Moline and Chloe Lobato and Emily Suave, they each had 2 first-place individual finishes for Roosevelt on Thursday.
Moline finished first in the 200-yard free and the 100-yard butterfly. Lobato was first in the 200-yard individual medley. That's where you got to do 4 different things. That's pretty good. And a 500-yard freestyle. Sauve, meanwhile, swam to a first-place finish in the 50 and the 100 free. So she's not that long-distance swimmer.
So when they say free, does that mean you get to do whatever you want?
Well, freestyle is just that standard thing. They're not going to do the backstroke when you got the freestyle.
Okay, I didn't know it was a freestyle.
Because you'll get slapped. That's the fastest way to get anywhere.
Lydia Bianski rounded out the list of first-place finishes in the individual swimming events for Roosevelt. Her victory in the 100 backstroke.
Nice.
Bianski also started off the meet by teaming with, is it Hayden? Hayden LeBlanc, Tamara, and Laura Lay to finish in first in the 200.
The 200-yard medley relay. So they're each doing a 50
of whatever they wanted.
Right, of what they're good at.
Okay.
And not only that, we were solid in the diving. Finished 1 and 2. Joanna Mikura and Amelia Petty, first and second. You know what? What I find interesting, I think I recall having done this enough times about the swimming. If they set a certain time, that already puts them into the finals, correct? Like they can get points and they can win, but it's all about setting that time. And
you're going for a time to get to state or to whatever. Yes,
at least automatically into the regionals.
Correct.
I think is how it works. Yeah. But they did fine. I mean, they had they finished first. In the 200-yard freestyle relay, 4 of them, Josa, Sove, Molina, and Moline. Nice, I mean.
And Lobato and Suave, they all won. They end up first in the 200 freestyle as well, right?
Yeah. Lobato, first place in the 400-yard free. So that's the Lobato. She's solid, man. She won the 200 individual medley, the 500-yard free, the 400-yard free. Girls can go. So we've got something to look forward to this year with the Lady Bears and their swim team.
Yeah.
More power to them.
Keep doing. Keep freestyling.
I think the meets are probably going to start pretty soon. I don't know exactly when, but season, you play a lot of them prelims first, and then you go from there.
And I apologize, Coach. I did attend the volleyball this weekend up at Roosevelt. But my daughter's team was in you've done a shift over there as well?
I've done a shift or two, yes.
Yeah. But I didn't get on the Wyandotte side. We were on the other bracket. But I'm sure that they were competing really well over there.
Yeah, they're the host. I mean, that's a good one. I got it's an interesting concept going on here where Whiskey's on the Water and a real estate agent and the local thing are picking a athlete of the week. And they're giving them, I'm not sure what they're giving them. I'm not even going to go there.
Yeah.
Free. I don't know if the kids are allowed to take anything. So what did we learn about the quarterback for Belleville?
He's guaranteed $1.3 million in his NIL next year. So I don't think
Louisiana State, right? LSU.
Yeah. I don't think that Whiskey chicken finger is going to
affect anything. Anyway, in volleyball, it was Caitlin Steets. She's a senior at Allen Park. She had a pretty solid tournament in Bedford. And in football, Jackson Sage, Southgate, they had a come from behind win when they did play Trenton in that classic over there at Wayne State.
Okay.
So they're the 2 players of the week. Kid had 160 yards passing, 3 touchdowns, 102 rushing yards, rushing touchdown, 5 tackles on defense. And he threw a 7-yard touchdown with 12 seconds left to beat Trenton 27-26.
Yeah, he had about
week
40,
1.
Yeah, about 42 fantasy points.
Yeah, he
did his thing.
I don't miss not being in the fantasy game. I really don't.
So that was the game, 27-26?
Yes, sir.
Oh, man.
12 seconds left. He must have marched him down the field. And so he got to be player of the week for the Whiskey's on the Water.
Okay. So it's entire downriver, so that's even better.
I think so.
That's fair.
And he's picking a female and they're picking a male. Well, all they're going to have to go from is volleyball and track and all that for the girls.
Well, they're going to have swimming.
Oh, yeah.
They can get all of them. Yeah.
Our whole team should have been playing. The Whiskey's guy, a little homer favor here, dude.
Yeah, there we go. Look in the swimming pool,
Call
right?
him like you see him.
Look at what Dearborn High's boys win finish first, girls.
Yeah, we got a cross-country thing where our Roosevelt girls, it's called the Watermelon Run. Why do you think that's called that there, Ken?
I think that it's in a watermelon patch.
Yeah, well, it was at Elizabeth Park.
Oh.
Which isn't bad. And what happens is the top 25 individual runners, and the males and females, both, when they finish, get a slice of watermelon to quench their thirst. Interesting concept, to say the least.
Only the first 25.
Correct. The other 85, they don't get anything.
It doesn't seem
26, fair. And you miss out. But anyway, best finish locally in the girls was our Roosevelt Bears in 4th place. They if memory serves me right, cross country is all about what place you finish, and you add up the 5 players on your team, and that's your points.
Yeah.
So the lower the better.
That's right.
like golf. I mean, like the number is that 91, the Dearborn boys won with 91. And they barely edged out Tecumseh with 94 and Divine Child with 106. So you better have everybody in the top 20 or less, right?
Yeah. Well, the good news, locally, at least 3 Bears were able to get a piece of watermelon afterwards because they had 3 runners trio of runners that finished in the top 25, led by Eleanor Grant, who placed 7th overall out of 121 runners. That's pretty good. 7 out of 121.
It sure is.
Grant also saw teammate Mercedes Drezenzel, easy for me to say.
Denzel.
All right. And L'Oreal Harris pick up a slice of watermelon by placing 18th and 24th.
Yeah, and it's funny because I'm adding those 2 up, and it's 49, those 3. You got 7th, right? 7th, 18th, and 24th, so that's 49. Mm-hmm. And if the other 2 girls could have just kept it somewhere near the top, they might have come back with the win. I don't even know what the girls' win was. But the last 2 girls on the team, Star Hamill and Abby Caudle, were technically only basically a minute and 20 seconds and 2 minutes behind 24th.
Yeah.
But I don't know how many girls get in between you when you're a minute back.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because there could be, out of 121, heck, there could be 20 girls.
Easy.
Yeah, and then you're going higher up. So, yeah, I mean, the Lady Bears in track, cross country. It's not track, it's cross country.
Let's get them ready for track.
Yeah.
Let's get them prepared for track.
What the heck? There were 16 schools, I believe. Is that what it said? 16 schools?
And like you said, 121 kids. That's a good day.
7th, yeah, that's another grant. I think they had it was cost before. Yeah, so this is just his grant.
It's a math cost.
I think I coached a grant in bowling at one time many, many years ago. I can't quite recall. What you got there? Soccer.
It was an interesting. I'll run down the scores and then you listen to them if you see any similarities. Ready?
Yeah.
All right. Lincoln Park 1, Riverview 1.
Okay.
Allen Park 1, Lincoln Park 1.
Okay.
Carlson 0, Ida 0. Ida came a long way to score no goals.
Yeah,
they came a long way.
Need a bigger net.
And then you got Fortson 1, Etzel Fort 1. What are you hearing? What's the theme?
Well, I'll say the theme is it's hard to score goals in soccer if the team doesn't let you. And secondly, there's probably no shootouts this early in the season.
Yeah.
They're just probably all non-league games to start, though I don't know when the season would start.
Yeah, it's got to be right now. But Wyandotte went, just to get the local flavor in there, they tied Cabrini 2-2.
That's definitely non-league. Yeah.
And then Allen Park tied New Boston Huron 2-2.
That's non-league also.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
And then Taylor tied Canton Prep 2-2.
What an easy gig be a soccer ref when the game's just like 2-2 and 1-1.
It's a lot of running to be 1-1. And Wyandotte also ended the week with a 1-1 game against Advanced Tech, Dearborn Advanced Tech.
Gotcha. Golf season's going to kick off.
Boys or girls?
Boys.
Okay.
Girls play in the spring. Okay. Correct? Yes. So anyway, the golf September 11th. Woodhaven's going to take on Wyandotte. Not sure where. And then on the 13th, which is a weekend, I believe, there's
Friday.
There's a scramble invitational at Wyandotte Shores. 8:30 a.m. kickoff. I think it's all high school teams do a scramble. That ought to be fun because, in the scramble, you use the best ball. Yeah. So if you got one guy that could stripe it and get you on the green and 4 guys got a chance to putt it,
And I think it might be girls playing now. Kennedy golfed there last year at Wyandotte. And I believe they do it in the
You think they do it in the fall?
Something makes me think they do it in the fall. If they would have played softball in the spring.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And
then
I recall it being a little chilly at the end when they had shorts on.
Oh, yeah. It's girls golf. Yeah. My bad.
No, that's
Caroline's taking care of us. It says girls
Thank
golf.
you, Miss Caroline.
So, as we got a 2-minute warning, I see you're wearing your displaying your hat proudly. Your Cowboys took care of. You know, they were the underdogs in that game.
And I love that game. I wish I would have just took one game. If I would have just took one game and just took the Cowboys, I'd be
What's your theory? If you could make $10 a day, you'd be doing all right.
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 You know, I just watched my account just keep dwindling down.
Spiral.
I did hit a couple of the golf things over the summer. You know, I had a couple. I had Sander when he won that went to Open or whatever. Yeah, I had a couple of good wins there. I had Hideki win one. I just like him for some reason. Yeah, he made me like $80 on a $5 bet.
Yeah,
gotta love that when the guy's 40-1 and he's a good player. Gotta love that.
Hit them straight.
Not that I encourage gambling at all. I'm a novice. But what else is new? What's happening the next week? You're running out of here. You gotta go pick up one of them kids.
Yeah. No, man, it's fantasy time, so we're just gonna have fun, watch some games, and the NFL has it great. I think last week they played Thursday, Friday, Sunday, Monday. So
Yeah.
we're still rolling into it, man. So.
Well, we got the 29 pools hit twice this week. Yeah, Green Bay down there in South America, and who else got
Houston.
it? Houston got it. 29. But,
What about Survivor? Quick, I know.
Oh, people got thumped. Picked on Cincinnati.
The Bengals.
Third of the both leagues I'm in out. One's got 300 people in it. 120 went down. The other one's got 1,000 people in it, and 370 are out.
Oh, God.
They all picked the favorite. You know, for all you rookies out there, that line that says +8 or +7 or +6, that's just to get the money bet equally on both sides. It has no effect on how good one team is or the other. You have to look at actual stats, like the actual where they rank on defense for the year, where they rank on offense. That will help you. Okay. With that note, me and Ken are going to say goodbye. We're going to see you guys next week. Ken Brown, Marty Chinesky, Local Sports Wrap Up. We will see you next Monday on the 16th. Thanks for watching. Hi, Mom.